Well, Saxon, if she has been a victim of violence, that incident at Perth Airport where she said she was assaulted, I think it's really quite important that she takes action, whether she lodges a formal complaint with the party or with police. I know she says she was told not to at the time, but she's no longer a member of the Greens, and you would think it would be the responsible thing to do to report this matter.
It's absolutely the responsible thing to do that if you've been assaulted, as Senator Dorinda Cox has alleged, that you report it to the police. It's the natural thing to do and the right thing to do. But I just wanted to add to this whole thing is that the Greens are the party that represents the most extreme version of wokeness, the most extreme version of identity politics. And it is the natural consequence of all these ideas put into one that they're going to turn into each other because all of their policies pit everybody against each other. That is the natural consequence of this extreme form of wokeness that they all represent. And so, of course, the party members are going to go after one another because they've been trying to pit Australians and the general public of Australians against each other.
Well, I find that those who are obsessed with race and racial issues often do find themselves on the wrong side of these issues because they see everything through that filter of racial politics. Now, US Secretary of State Marco Rubio has unleashed on a number of nations, including Australia, for placing sanctions on two senior Israeli ministers, the National Security Minister and the Finance Minister. Rubio said in a statement that these sanctions do not advance US-led efforts to achieve a ceasefire, bring all hostages home and end the war, and that the United States urges the reversal of the sanctions and stands shoulder to shoulder with Israel. Here's what Australia's Foreign Minister Penny Wong had to say about this matter.
Australia has applied targeted financial sanctions and travel bans to two senior ministers in the Israeli government. Ministers Ben-Gvir and Smotrich, for their role in serious human rights violations and abuses relating to Israeli settler violence in the West Bank. We have applied those measures in coordination with Canada, New Zealand, Norway and the United Kingdom. And together, these countries are sending a message. You have ignored the international community and we do not tolerate it.
Saxon, what is this action by Australia and a bunch of other countries, UK, Canada, Norway, New Zealand? What's it likely to achieve?
It's probably going to worsen the massive anti-Semitism crisis that we have here in Australia, that we've witnessed ever since October 7th in 2023. I mean, other than that, I don't see any point why we should involve ourselves in a conflict in the Middle East, particularly, and also we should not be undermining the only liberal democracy in the Middle East in a war against terrorism. I don't think this will achieve much in the broader global politic, but it will certainly fan the flames of anti-Semitism
Well,
here at
certainly
home.
upset the Americans, Prue. I mean, that is not a good situation right before the PM is due to meet with President Trump to have the US condemning our action. You've really got to wonder what we are thinking.
It's going to be quite an uncomfortable meeting, I think, for Albanese with Trump because we're out of step with them in so many ways. But this in particular, this government hasn't got a mandate. They didn't go to the voters and say that this is what they're going to do to Israel. How dare they? And it's so extraordinary that we have this situation where we have a democracy, the only democracy in the Middle East that is being attacked and sanctioned by, the rest of us. And it's appalling what's going on. What about the misdirection of your angst to Hamas, the terrorists? That's what you should be doing. And the fact that Albanese is going to be, coming cap in hand to Trump about the tariffs and the trade, plus, of course, he's got to somehow, defend his lack of spending on defence. And now it's going to be a very uncomfortable meeting.
He's not making it easy for himself.
No.
Now, before you two go, I need to get your take on the project being no more. It's been revealed now that nearly 100 jobs will be impacted by Channel 10's decision to axe its flagship current affairs program. It's been on air 16 years. There were reportedly tears in the newsroom as Channel 10 President Beverly McGarvey addressed staff and told them that the lefty talk fest, she didn't call it that, that's my term, she said it just doesn't stack up any longer. She also said it's a clickbaity show and you guys had to live through that. But I think more than anything, there's a lot to be proud of, and we're really proud of the show, and we're really sad this day had to come. And it's just a reality that it did. I don't know how sad she is. Those comments are a little bit all over the place, Prue. Are you going to miss the project? I know some people hate watching it.
Well, frankly, I can't stand it. I would never watch it because a bunch of poor comedians trying to be funny about, woke things just doesn't cut it. And the writing's been on the wall for that show. It's been on borrowed time for so long because the ratings have been so pathetic and they've been out of sync. That and Q&A, I will be dancing on their graves. I'm very sad for the people who've lost their jobs, the people behind the news, the cameras, but otherwise, good riddance.
Saxon, you're a millennial. You're the target demographic for this program. Will you miss it? Have you been hate watching it or, in fact, admiring it?
No, I will not miss it. And this whole thing really, if a tree falls in the forest and no one sees it, did it really happen? It's the same with Q&A, as Prue said. This isn't going to really change the media diet of many Australians. I'm surprised it's survived for 16 years, considering that, the ratings have been suffering ever since, 2016, 2017? It's almost a decade ago now. I'm really surprised it has lasted this long, and I don't think this will meaningfully change any Australian's life.
Well, no, but it will, we have enjoyed the content occasionally because it does give me a little bit of content to play with for Lefties Losing It and other related segments. But, I'm getting no love for the program. This is now the second night where I've had just a panel who refused to have watched this program. How can this be? 16 years. It's won Logies. Saxon Davidson, Prue McSween, thank you for your time tonight.